we're back. Yay! We're back, 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 back.
Awesome.
So we ended on we took a pause, right? We just said, "Woo!" We took a little break. We're back on, and we left the conversation this juicy pinnacle of the relationship with the creator, the beloved, right? The creator of all that is, and how you come to a place of surrender and trust. And so that is the light side. You're like at that ideal place, right? Which a lot of people aren't at. A relationship with the creator, walking with the creator, doing your healing with the creator so you can reparent and be who you truly are.
Yes.
So I want what Below Time would love to see is the opposite of that. The people are going through distrust of the creator, not asking for that support and assistance. Did you start out there? Did you come from that place where you didn't trust the creator? You weren't asking for his help. How did you go from there to where you are now?
I was desperate. I was lonely. I was abandoned. And
Mm,
nothing and no one here on this planet held the cure.
ooh, ooh,
Yeah. It was really painful.
mm.
And I was at rock bottom about 10 times over. And I was like, fine, I will try this. And that's how I get to most things, kicking and screaming. And then I'll say, I'm giving God obscene hand gestures and stuff because I don't like these answers. I don't like them. But um, I've had enough exercises in resistance to know that that feels way, way worse.
Mm,
Um, we were talking about we have this activation for this lovely spiritual gift. And after I received uh, like my first activation in 7 years, I got one in my marriage, helped me to leave my marriage. And then I got another one 7 years later. And soon after getting it, just magical avenues started opening up for me. Granted, in that gift, I found the courage to do things I never had the courage to do before. But I was getting guidance from spirit to do things, and I did not like the guidance at all, and so I was ignoring it. And this is what we do as humans. I am a firm believer in a gentle, loving God.
mm. Oh,
I Yeah, I what I have been shown by the Creator, and I love this. And this is another. There's so many things in my relationship with God that I did not like when they first came around. So I remember the first time that God told me that I am a patient and loving God, that Chris is a patient and loving God. And I was
mm.
like, yo, that sounds like ego to me, and I am not going to run around and tell people that. I'm not. First of all, it doesn't sound good. Second of all, I have no interest in a psychiatric hospital, which is not doing it. I'm not doing it, right? And so I will often go back to spirit and say, can you please explain this to me in a different way? A way that I can embody. Because I don't just want to know it up here. There are a lot of spiritual people out there that know a lot of spiritual things. I don't want to know it. I want to embody it. And for me, that's a profound difference. So I'll often go back and I'll say, I don't like that answer. Please explain it to me in a different way. And I'm allowed. I can ask for it to be explained to me in a different way. So this one took a while. So what was shown to me is I am a patient and loving God,
Mm,
and so are you.
mm.
And I
Oh,
felt good telling people that.
mm,
So my creator will watch me as the patient and loving God that it and I am, will watch me make mistakes, will watch me get involved with the narcissist again, will watch me be a less than stellar parent, will watch me do stuff have already been shown are not for my best and highest good. I mean, they are because I did them, but spirit will hold me honor me and allow me to have whatever experience I want to have. And so what I knew to be true was that I was constantly getting information from spirit. And what I also knew to be true is I was constantly ignoring it, hearing it, and then, you know, shaking my head like the small child that I am and refusing to participate in the guidance. And the guidance would be gentle, would be a whisper. And I heard it, but I want to play the game. Then it would become a tap on my shoulder. Remember what I shared with you? We're waiting. And I didn't like that either. So then I would get shoved to the ground, kicked in the teeth a few times, little blood trickling out of my nose, and then I surrender, right? And I didn't like that anymore. That didn't feel good. What that, what I now know for me is that not listening to the whispers is an act of self-hatred.
Mm. Mm.
For me, tapping into the whispers is worthiness.
Ooh. Ooh.
It's loving. It's
It's
loving.
lovely.
It's
Ooh.
loving to be gentle with self and to
Mm.
allow spirit to lead and for me to simply follow. And the way that I learned how to do that was so human because as a childhood sexual violence survivor, my body, my mind, and my soul were separate. They were
Mm.
dissociated from one another.
Mm.
And so, as a survivor of abuse, any survivor of abuse, coming home to the vessel is a big part of healing.
Mm. Right.
So, as I continued to come home to the vessel over and over and over again, I would tap in, and I have meditations on my YouTube channel that help you to become intimate with every cell in your body.
Mm.
And I just one by one became intimate with every cell of my body, and I now listen when they speak to me.
Mm. It's beautiful.
And
Mm.
I know when something feels good, I'm supposed to do it. And when something doesn't feel good, I might do it anyway, but it's not going to be gentle.
Mm.
And so I just recently moved 10 hours away from the only home my children and I had ever known. And the whispers of my life there coming to a close were undeniable. And I wanted to hold on so tight. And I really wanted to hold on to my children because I didn't want to disrupt the only life they'd ever known. And I knew this would be a difficult transition for them, my daughter in particular. And it was really hard from a human and parenting perspective to follow what I knew was the guidance of source. It was undeniable.
Mm.
But I
Mm.
did it.
Mm.
And the gifts have been amazing.
Mm.
And even the challenging ones, I get to sit with in grace and ease.
Mm.
But I don't leave. You know, I know that I am loved and held and supported by spirit always. And I can see when I'm in the flow, and I can see when the flow is taking me somewhere other than where I'm comfortable.
Mm.
And I'm 53 years old, Juliet. I like being comfortable.
You like what? Comfortable.
I should be allowed to be comfortable. I'm 53.
Yeah, yeah. Nothing, no comfort.
And I mean, a big piece of my journey, and I feel like once again back to the worthiness. Worthiness led me to get comfortable with discomfort. There's nothing I can't do. Nothing. I'm comfortable in discomfort. Where do you want me to go, spirit, and how do you want me to do it? Game on. Do I want to? No. Will I do it?
you surrendering, you surrendered at a point where you're just at peace with that surrender. And that takes a lot of courage. How do you get to that place where you trust on that? How do you trust? How do you create that trust where you're completely picked up your whole family, moved to a whole different place, changed your life completely, closed doors that you were comfortable in? How do you trust the creator and spirit to that degree where you came to love so much? How do you trust God?
Trial and error. Every time I tried to hold on and thought I had a better plan than God, it didn't feel good.
So you have a plan, and your master higher self has another plan, and let's see how this one's gonna go.
Yo, God, hold up. You stay over there. Mine's better. Higher power. Fire.
Mine's better.
My plan's better. I got this. La 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 la. Can you hear me? No. No, I gotta tell you so. I got that the spiritual activation that you and I share, and this is the second one I ever got. And there were 7 years different. And I started writing and getting my work published by like the largest spiritual journal in the world. I got inaugurated into the Speakers Bureau for RAIN in less than 1 month, and some people never get inaugurated, or it takes over 2 years. So I'm watching my life, and it's flowing, and it's like, whoa, this is beautiful and amazing. And I was getting guidance that I had trauma that needed to be addressed, that I was holding on to. I didn't want to go there, Tian. I was in a really good place. I did not want to address it. I was adamant in the spirit that I wasn't going to play that game. I was going to do it my way. And this is about a month, maybe 6 weeks in. And I was driving to work this one morning, and my neck got really stiff. That's normal. My life at the time was super busy, really stressful. And so I'm like, oh, my neck is super stiff. I need to make a massage appointment. And it just kept getting worse and worse, and I just kept telling myself, gosh, Chris, it's time, a little self-care here. And it got to the point within about 3 days where when I was driving, I could not move my head left and right to drive. It was that bad. It was like, whoa, it was almost like turning to stone. And then next thing I knew, it was working its way up into my face. And my face was like, it wouldn't move. I couldn't even smile. I could barely speak. But I was still ignoring it. I was still telling Spirit I had a better plan. And a few days later, this all happened in the scope of about 7 days. A few days later, my arms started to get really stiff, and I started to feel what felt like a very large needle being stuck in the top of my arm. I was a little scared, but not scared enough to do it Spirit's way. And so my kids were at their dad's that weekend. And so I would, linger in bed and relax and go slowly in the morning. So I woke up, and it was one of those experiences where your eyes open, you have to go potty, then you just want to go potty and go right back to bed. So I get up, I go potty, and I cannot move. I am turning to stone. I'm still ignoring it. And I'm kind of falling asleep while I'm going potty. And my head dropped down, and when it came up, my nose exploded, and blood just started going everywhere. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm listening now. I'm listening. And I literally got out of bed and went downstairs and got into deep meditation and went to exactly where Spirit took me to address exactly what needs to be addressed. Because my body was shutting. It was shutting down. I have never resisted in that level ever again.
Wow.
Resistance kills people. Resistance, holding on to what's hurting us, not asking for help, not connecting to the divine, it's why people die. It's cancer, it's COVID, it's mental health issues. Holding on to trauma kills.
Wow.
And I'm never gonna do it again.
Well, you got that. You got a dose. You're like, whoa, that was
Yeah.
physical manifestations of that, right? You
Well, and
experience
it's such deep self hatred. I am a firm believer self hatred is the only disease we have on this planet, and that everything else manifests from that.
and your ability to experience something that allows you to see it. You were holding on to so much that you had to create space for the divine. You have to let in your higher self so that you could feel. Because otherwise the resistance of just doing and not being with you created that showing up in the body.
Well, and the knowing, you know, the tool that we carry, we signed up, we agreed beforehand. You know, we said yes to all of it, and resistance is futile.
Yeah, yeah. They
So
have
I
a
just
thing.
keep saying yes.
Yes, yes for the creator. And so you're because you experienced that, you've learned how important it is to work with the creator, to include the creator, ask for assistance. And so over time it seems to develop a deeper level of trust. It didn't happen right away. It seems. It's like a gradual trusting relationship that was developed. Is that right?
Yeah, and I call it the 51%. You know, very often I'm called to do things that I'm scared to do, and if I can get my courage to 51%, game on, I'm going to do it. And it's the same with my relationship with God. You know, this has been a process, and most days I would say I'm at 98%.
Yeah.
There are some days at 75. And then there are some days at 110 where I am just whatever I'm guided to do, I'm just going to do it. And I know what resistance feels like, and it doesn't feel loving to me. And so now I believe not everything, but most everything I do feels loving for me in every cell of my body. And that's how I've learned to facilitate this relationship. It wasn't just a relationship with God, it was, and I call it the Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity, God, my higher self, and my vessel. And that's like the three that make me whole.
Mm.
And for me, and we all have different paths, but many of us in this lifetime are here for soul wholeness. We're not incurring any more karmic debts. Our karmic debts are clearing. We're here to complete our journey of soul wholeness. And so that's where all the different lives, the different past lifetimes have come in because they've been a big part of my healing. And so this soul wholeness, connection to my higher self, connection to God, connection to the body.
Kind of bringing it all together. So this whole trusting is not just in air, it's happening in your body too. You're trusting your body, you're listening to your body, you're taking care of yourself, you're listening to spirit. It's like a teamwork happening where everybody's working together.
In my human experience, my body tells me the truth.
Yeah.
My brain is often a torture chamber.
Ah, so many distortions. So the body is telling the truth, and so we've been conditioned not to listen to the body, to listen to the other
Or
way
if
around.
the body is filled with trauma. If the body is filled and holding on to trauma, then people are often guided by their trauma instead of their truth.
Ooh. So the trauma work of releasing and healing that is for peace, but not you're doing that with the right people. You mentioned the right therapist, the creator, or whatever pathway that is for you for your healing. If you can't afford a therapist, then working with the creator or just getting the support you need, there's resources available to support people through that process. And it's never too late to start, no matter where you are. It's never too late.
Ever.
This has been a wonderful blessing, Chris, listening to your story, and how you've come full circle. You started off your journey from your childhood and from all that you went through. And it must have taken so much courage to face that, and you're still doing the work. But for to do what you're doing and to get to this place where you're loving yourself more and having this relationship with your higher self, creator, that's what it's all about. And appreciate you sharing your journey for others to see that you too can have that. And there are very key elements that you mentioned that uh, set you up for success. And that's what we want to highlight is that those pieces, right? Doing the work, including asking the questions, what do I do here? What am I missing? Praying, asking for support, asking. Like, it sounds like you really ask. And that corroborates asking you shall receive, asking for help, and you shall receive, greater asking greater for help. And so most people you said earlier don't do that. And I see myself not do that. So, the psychology behind not asking for help is just not knowing how much support we have from a benevolent, loving creator that wants to give us that
And our abuse dictates we are not worthy of love, help, and support.
support. Ooh, we're not worthy of the love support. Wow. We're not worthy of the love and the support. And then another layer is like not believing. This is what's coming up from my own stuff, is not believing. The worthiness, not believing that the support will come.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah.
And that's our childhood. Our childhood taught us, I can't ask for help. If I do ask for help, I won't get it, I'm not worthy of it, and I'm not worth helping, and I can't trust help, and we carry that. We don't just carry it in our human experience; we carry it through our divinity and our relationship with God.
Mm-hmm. That's huge. And then there's underneath that this a self that's formed that doesn't believe that. Did you mention the abandonment wound that most people have with the beloved? And I think it stems there, like not really truly seeing that there is a father, a parent, or creator, higher self, however you term that, that's ready and available at all times to provide that support, and that we don't have to do this journey alone. That he is what, however you call it, is always ready and available to provide that immense support and to guide us through this journey. That we don't even have to lift a finger. Like you mentioned, you just let your follow. So that is what I hear you saying. You turned the page. You said, nope, here you go. You run the show. I'm here to follow and listen.
Well, and radical responsibility is a big piece of it because um, the way for me personally, to have transcended the abandonment wound of leaving the creator to come here is the knowing that I asked to come here. I asked to have a human experience. I asked to be separate, to think I was separate from God in order to have this glorious experience of the entire rainbow of human emotion. I can't have those back in place. I can only have them here. And when I can see that pleasure, bliss, joy, and ecstasy, and everybody can see, that's God, right? We get that. But when I can see that anger, shame, fear, and sadness are also God,
Mm, oh,
also worthy, and are also magical, beautiful gifts that open me and help me to take down the wall of my heart and to know that I'm safe here on this planet and to know that I can walk this earth with an unguarded heart and to have the most beautiful, connected, loving, and safe experience. What?
oh,
So
that's,
good. But you have to love all of you first
mm,
and honor all of you first and make love to every piece and part of you that's calling out with things that we think don't feel good.
Ooh.
It's so yummy. It's my favorite.
Oh my god, I think I just that I'm gonna mark that too. That piece I feel was it. Like you just said it so so beautifully. Ah my gosh, that was just delightful. The way that you talked about the creator in his fullness and remove the stain, remove the claim of the shame, which is the anger, the sadness, the ugly, and seeing the creator and all of that, and how the creator doesn't show up just in the light, he shows up in those places
Mm.
where he's made wrong, and seeing how through that, embracing that, we're also embracing our pain. And I just, that was just so beautiful. That was just so beautiful. And so that's how you're able to come to that self-love. Because instead of that voice in your head saying that in you and not giving it room to be heard, you're embracing that. And by you embracing that, you're embracing the inner child. And by you doing that with you, you're doing that externally with your children where they can show up in their raw authenticness, where they can be loud, boisterous, sad, angry, whatever way, shape, or form, and you're holding that container to say, I love you. I love you.
I love you. Thank you for having me. This has been so fun. I knew it was going to be a juicy conversation. This
It's
is
been
the
a
best
fun.
stuff, you know. I mean, this is everything, and it, to be able to unwrap all of the gifts every day. You know, the passing of my parents, two, I mean, not two of the most miraculous, beautiful, incredible gifts that have ever been given to help me understand the energy of the universe and who we truly are, you know, and at the same time, the passing of a parent can be the most devastating, unrecoverable wound of anyone's lifetime. Instead, they were gifts to me, and those gifts have been given. So there's much here that we have been conditioned to avoid, to not feel, to put in our dark closets of shame
Mm,
and not address, that are the most exponential growth opportunities to be harnessed in grace and ease and love and compassion.
mm,
We signed up to come to the PhD School of Soul Growth here on earth.
mm,
You know, we said yes. I want to go study this, and you know, I intend to leave here with some kind of kick-ass degree of some kind. I don't even know, but I'm here to do it. I'm here to embrace it, all of it. Like, what else do you have for me? And be very solid in my worthiness of what you give to me. The gifts you give to me, Spirit, I receive them in grace, ease, compassion, gentleness, respect, love, kindness, and it can be done. All of it. The things that we call easy and the things that we call hard can all be done.
mm. Miraculous. I just say miraculous. Thank you so much for sharing your story, for being who you are, and for being your awesome self. I appreciate all of you. I'm so grateful. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, your deep soul awarenesses, your wisdom, your connection to spirit, all that you shared in your vulnerability and authenticity. It's so raw and real for people to see. And it really has been an honor to listen. Thank you so much to you, and you know, again, thank you. It's been an
Thank
honor.
you. Honor to share this experience with you. And I am so grateful every time I meet another soul who can open to the depths of the truth of the relationship with spirit, and that everything going on here in this miraculous place is
Hmm. Divine. Thank you so much, Chris. I'll go ahead
thank
and
you.
send you. I'm
All
going
right.
to recording. Thank you so much. Thank you all for listening. Oh my gosh, for this to be posted on YouTube and wherever you feel. And if anyone has any comments, anything they'd like to ask, feel free to drop your comments below. We're super excited to share and connect. So thank you so much. Yeah.